If you're working on IT support or help desk, stop underselling yourself. You're probably deleting key cybersecurity skills from your resume. I'm Nelia, a cybersecurity engineer, and I'm going to tell you a secret. IT support help desk does do cybersecurity. The problem is you are not using the right words on your resume. That is key to your success. And today I'm going to take 3 concepts and I'm going to explain to you how you are actually doing cybersecurity. You see, hiring managers and AI systems are scanning your resume for keywords like identity management and incident response. And you are not using those words because you don't think that you are doing it, when in reality is you are doing it. So let's dive into the first one, password reset. We're not gonna put, I changed 25 people's passwords, or I'm in charge of changing the passwords at the company. We're not doing that. We are using identity management because that's essentially what you're doing. But Nelia, what do you mean that's what I'm doing? I'm glad you asked. Identity and access management is when you have to ensure that the password has a specific complexity, that you are signing them onto 2FA, two-factor authentication, multi-factor authentication, that they're using their finger for biometrics or their face for biometrics. All of that is security work, all of it. So in security, we care about access control. And what you're doing, providing that particular person with access, is identity and access management. You have to make sure they are who they say they are, and you have to provide them access to the correct resources, right? Something also called role-based access control, RBAC, security work. So you are doing security work and you don't even realize it, right? Because the professor gets this access to the faculty side and the student gets this access, or the salesperson in the company gets this access while you, the IT person, gets a different access, right? So you are essentially doing identity and access management. Now let's move on to the second one. So I remove viruses from computers. We're not going to do that. We're not going to use that. We're not going to say we deleted viruses from computers. No. We're going to use that as incident response because someone called you, most likely, and said, oh my God, I don't know what I did. I downloaded something on my computer and now it's saying something weird. And here you are rushing down to figure out, what did this person do? Incident response. They downloaded a file that contained malware or a virus. And you are there to identify what the file was, and you isolated that particular incident so it doesn't go to the rest of the network. Look at you. You are such a great security person already. See, when you switch your mindset and you understand that when you are doing IT help desk support, you are doing security work. It's just the mindset of using the words more of a professional way rather than a sure to-do list, right? Or this person called me for this, or this person called me for that. You also have soft skills and you're problem solving, clearly. And that's also very valuable in cybersecurity. Now let's move on to the third. So you had someone join the company and they need a new PC. So you say in your resume something like, set up computers for employers. We're not going to use that wording. We are not, because that's a chore that you have to do. We're going to translate that into a more professional concepts here. So when you do ISO images, right? When you do images for computer and you deploy them, what are you essentially doing? What you're essentially doing is hardening the endpoint that you're sending this ISO if you are deploying them or manually doing it, however it is that you're doing it. You're hardening them. Why? How do you say that, right? Because you need to make sure that there are security tools in there. Whatever endpoint security your company uses, CrowdStrike, for example, is one of them. You have to make sure that that's installed. You have to make sure that it is encrypted. You are hardening that machine. So you are doing security. Do you see how the shift on, instead of saying, oh, I set up computer for employers. No. You hardened laptops, endpoints, not laptops. You harden endpoints so that the rest of the network can be secure. You see, you are a great security person, like I said already. You just have to remember to switch your words a little bit. I have my notes down here. That's why I keep looking down, so you know. That is where security starts. Security starts at the endpoint, starts with people. I've always said that. Always. So when you are looking at your resume, when you are looking at the things that you do on a daily basis, I urge you to look at the concepts of things like Security Plus or Network Plus, A Plus, or any certification. For security, I want you to focus on Security Plus because that's going to tell you and map it exactly to what you're doing on a daily basis that you might not think about, that you are doing, like the 3 examples that I already covered in this video. So I want you to think about that. I want you to understand that you're translating your resume. And for my veterans in my military, I did create a translation or a dictionary per se, so that you can see how simple terms like we just discussed translate into cyber. That is what you have to do. Just map them out and you will see that you will start getting at least a call, at least, hey, I saw your resume, it came up on my pile. Do you have time for an interview? At least to that level of you just changing. And when you go into the interview and you have those conversations, remember again that you are doing the work and do not have imposter syndrome, which I covered in one of my other videos. Understand that this is what you are doing and this is what you do, right? One other tip, and the last thing I'm going to leave you guys with, is your resources. So I had someone reach out to me not too long ago and talk to me about, well, Nelia, like, how can I get into cybersecurity? I am an IT professional. He was actually an IT professional. And I was like, do you know that you have a job and that in your job, in your company where you work, he was in the healthcare business, there is a whole arm of cybersecurity. There is a whole department. There is a CIO. There is all of these people, CISO, that are already in your company. And all you got to do is raise your hand and say, go ask questions. But I don't want you to ask broad questions. I want you to ask specific questions. I want you to go in and first think to yourself, what path in cyber do I want to do? Do I want to do GRC? Do I want to do SOC? Do I want to do, like, what is specifically in cyber do you want to do? Do you want to do red team? Do you want to do blue team? Like, know exactly which area of cyber you want to do. And then I want you to have specific questions in those areas. I want to go to GRC. Okay, what are the policies? What are the new policies that you guys are working on? Is there any way that I can help? Is there any work that I can do? And you can offer your time. And then guess what? You're not offering for free because it's not free. You get to use that experience and put it on your resume. So if you want to go into GRC, ask for those questions specifically. I want you to be specific. I don't want you to go there and say, hey, I'm trying to get into cyber. What can I do? Right? I want you to be specific because that will show the person that you're talking to that you have an inkling on the concepts, that you understand cyber. And that is somebody that we can put our trust in and help us. and you have no idea if they ever have an opening, right? So that is how you start working within your own network. If you have a job, if you don't have a job and you are a student, they also have cyber. And you should go talk to them as well. Hey, is there any opportunities for students to be involved in your cyber program in any way, shape, or form? Just ask the questions and be very specific about it. Lastly, I want to thank you guys for supporting this channel. If you don't mind subscribing and hitting a like and sharing it with somebody that can get value out of it, it would really help me out to continue and grow this channel. Let me know in the comments below if there's any other subject that you guys would like to talk about, and I would love to expand on that. Thank you so much again, and see you guys on the next one.